Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Rachel, Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones Jr. have verbally agreed to the third fight of what would be an epically terrible trilogy. They're 50 and 55 years old, respectively. And, all I know is that every time somebody brings Roy Jones Jr. up, what I think about is prime Roy Jones Jr. Baby. I went and watched some highlights of him, and if you've not seen Roy Jones Jr. highlights on YouTube, this is a must-see thing. It's like the greatest thing that I ever saw in a boxing ring in my own life. The peak Roy Jones. There's nobody that I've ever seen that's been ever better than that. But these dudes want to fight each other, and they're pretty old, Rachel. What do you think about that?
Well, first, I think that you should link Roy Jones' highlight video in the show notes.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna link. I'll select the best ones. In fact,
Yeah.
you kind of want to
that way people don't have to search.
The best Roy Jones highlight video is where you also get to listen to him rap. The song "Can't Be Touched." Those things go together in my mind. So serious. It's a legit.
But yeah, this sounds awful to me.
Is it awful though, or is it just like you don't want it to happen? Or
can you tell me of another boxing match between two 50-plus-year-olds where it was okay?
Well, there's always a first time for everything. I'm sure somewhere, even if we didn't see it, even if it was just in a local gym somewhere, there's been two guys over 50 that have put on a show. I'm certain of it.
Because there's part of me that says, well, I've seen really good boxing matches between people on all different levels of the sport.
Yeah.
Because boxing can be a sport where you don't necessarily need elites. You can have good matchups.
Yeah.
And so would a match between, be a good matchup between Hopkins and Roy Jones?
Oh no, I don't think it'll be a good match. I think the problem with this third fight which is the same. Bernard Hopkins isn't that far removed from competing legitimately at the highest level of sports. Roy Jones hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Antonio Tarver.
Well, he hasn't been the same, and they both had completely different styles in the ring, right? So Hopkins, what I see is Hopkins coming in and employing the same thing that he did when he was close to retiring.
Yeah.
Which is, he's always in good shape. He eats healthy, just in a regular,
he's smart,
year-round.
He's skilled.
He knows how to if you saw the likely 24/7 at the time, but it showed Hopkins training underwater.
He ate 3 P's a day.
No. But yeah, and then he's going to be tactical. He's going to What is Roy Jones going to bring?
He's just going to rap. He's going to rap to the ring, and he's going to lose a 12-round decision.
He can't bring what he brought in his prime, which is how Roy Jones fought. And then I never saw Roy Jones morph into a different kind of fighter.
There's only one fight where I saw an older Roy Jones do something tactically different that could have made him, that he should have continued. And that's when he fought Felix Trinidad later in his career. And what he did is he moved around less, and he held his arms up more, and he let his hand speed and power do the thing. Never really saw him do it again. He always tries to be old Roy Jones, but the problem is he's just old Roy Jones now. You know what I mean? And so the issue with the trilogy really is that the first time they fought, Roy Jones was Roy Jones, and Bernard hadn't yet. Bernard kept getting better. It's not Bernard. That's a great win for Roy Jones. It's the one we have closest to where maybe they could both be considered top fighters, right? They definitely were top fighters back then. But Bernard got better later in his career, and so by the second time they fought, Roy had already lost a bunch of fights. He wasn't nearly the same guy. Bernard won the decision. I don't see any reason. I think it would be pretty easy to pick Bernard Hopkins in the third fight because Roy Jones hasn't been Roy Jones in a long time now.
Well, here's why: will it be a real fight? Or is it going to be an exhibition thing? How are they going to take it really serious? And why are they doing this?
They're doing it for money, Rachel. They want money. They got a promoter lined up over in Russia that'll pay them $1 bazillion. I mean, I would watch it if it was on. Hey, DAZN, pick up this fight. I'll watch it. But I'm saying that I guess I just wanted to talk about how great Roy Jones Jr. was, and how if you haven't seen prime Roy Jones Jr., he's easily the best. I can't say. I know that other people have accomplished probably greater historical things, right? Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao are two that just leap off the page. But those guys don't compare with what Roy Jones looked like when he was at his best. He was amazing. There wasn't anybody really like it before him. And I don't think there ever will be. He's the best. Is he the best ever, Rachel?
I believe you.
He might.
Roy was a little bit before, like,
he was.
my time.
By the time you started watching boxing,
Yeah.
he got knocked out by
Tarver.
by
right?
Tarver or Glenn Koff Johnson. Maybe
Right,
one of those two fights where he got viciously destroyed. And I was like, this isn't Roy, Rachel.
Yeah, so it was a little bit before. So I imagine people who were fans during Roy, his prime, it's similar to like what I got to witness in being a fan of Manny Pacquiao. Like
Yeah.
and I find that I am really grateful to have witnessed Manny Pacquiao's career. Like I've witnessed his whole career. Like that's crazy. So I think that people would feel the same way about Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, people don't feel that way about Bernard Hopkins, but what they do see in Bernard Hopkins is another kind of greatness, the greatness that comes with
I did witness his career.
Yeah, constantly improving, setting the middleweight title defense record,
Yeah.
moving up and win. And then he's the oldest champion in boxing history.
And the way he approached boxing.
Yeah.
So I think like I have like this awe and excitement over the career of Manny Pacquiao. I think I can quietly, subdued, like witness and acknowledge like the greatness that is in Hopkins' career and what he did. I have a tremendous amount of respect for just his boxing IQ and intelligence. If you have an opportunity to also watch Bernard Hopkins talk to another fighter and to tell him about like boxing, it like I'm not a boxer and it's like fascinating to me. The way just the the IQ he has for boxing is
super
amazing.
Grateful to have seen both fight, watch their careers. Super grateful I got to vote for Bernard Hopkins for the Hall of Fame this year. This is the first year he's been eligible. It's the first year I get to vote in that thing, and so I was super happy to vote for him because, man, I mean, when we first started watching boxing, Bernard was doing his thing at middleweight, and I'd buy Bernard Hopkins pay-per-view. We bought the pay-per-view when he fought Oscar De La Hoya. So big Bernard Hopkins fan. Not as big as a Roy Jones Jr. fan. It's hard to like the feeling of love and awe that Roy Jones Jr. inspired in people, and this is before the internet took off. So it's like these guys today get so much more. Mm-hmm. But man, Roy Jones, there's not any fighter that I've ever seen that just inspired that in me like him.
You know what we also find inspiring, Kelsey?
What?
When people like, comment, and subscribe.
We really do. Thanks so much for watching our show. And just, I don't know, keep doing it. Is that good? Just keep doing that.